بس حسنا بقى.
هسه طلع يا استاذ ريكورد.
بس بلشت. مو كمان يا
اه
ليث، الحضور والغياب ما بعمل له ريكورد.
عشان مين انت بتسمع لو
اوكي.
انت شغال او لا او انت نايم.
طيب mixture please. It's anything I highlight, please highlight it, is made of two. Who is writing on the board?
واحد اسمه equal. مين equal؟
طيب it's a mixture is made of two or more substances that are together in the same place but their atoms are not chemically combined. So vinegar, it's not a mixture because it's a compound. Compounds are not mixtures. Table salt is not a mixture. Do you know why? Because in table
because they
salt,
are made of elements.
no, vinegar is an acid. It's a compound. Their atoms are chemically combined. Please notice that. And a mixture is made up of two or more substances that are in the same place, but their atoms are not.
هذا يعني بالاسيدز بكون chemically combined.
Acid is a compound, so the atoms are chemically combined. Any compound is made up of two or more elements that are chemically combined. Their atoms are joined together by covalent bonds or ionic bonds. And thus water is a compound. It is made up of one oxygen atom, two hydrogen atoms linked together by what type of bonds? مين بيقول لي؟ Covalent. Okay?
Yes.
Understood? But salad is a mixture. The atoms, for example, of cucumber and atoms of tomato are not chemically combined. They're just in the same place. If you ask me, do cucumber have atoms? Yes, because cucumber is made up of compounds, and these compounds are made up of elements. These elements are made of atoms. The atoms in cucumber, the atoms in tomato are not chemically combined. They're just in the same place. So
هذا يعني الخيار فيه electrons.
anything made up of atoms, made of your body, there are electrons in your body because there are a lot of compounds.
أستاذ أكثر إشي بيحكوا بالشعر.
No. In your blood, there are a lot of compounds. طيب. So a mixture is made up of two. شباب أنتوا نايمين ولا معي؟ الأذرز.
أنا معاك.
يعني ما إذا سبق.
معاك.
طيب. يعني okay. Mixture is made up of two or more substances that are not chemically combined. Simply. Mixtures differ from compounds, okay? They are completely different from compounds. Each substance in a mixture keeps its properties. This is another difference.
But they are both made of two substances, صح?
Okay, each, يعني, for example, in a salad, the tomato keeps its properties. Cucumber keeps its properties, but in a compound, for example, sodium, table salt is a compound. It is made of sodium and chlorine. They combined with each other in an ionic bond. They are chemically combined and they form a new substance. This new substance, table salt, is completely different from sodium alone and chlorine alone. Is it clear? So, the main properties of mixtures, they are made of two or more substances, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. They are not chemically combined, and each component or each part of the mixture keeps its own properties. And mixtures are completely different from compounds. طيب. There are two types of mixtures, heterogeneous and what is the second type?
Homogeneous.
Understood?
أستاذ أنا هاي عرفتها من البايو.
Yes. Hetero, طيب, this prefix hetero means hetero. Heterogeneous mixture.
أتوقع معناها different homo same أو
Yeah,
عكس.
excellent. Or you can say homo uniform. يعني they are the same. Okay, let's continue. Or let me continue. Heterogeneous. You can read it like this. Heterogeneous mixture. One that features distinct components that can easily be seen or sorted. The first thing you have to know about heterogeneous mixture, that you can easily separate it. You can easily sort it. Example, a bowl of mixed nuts. بتحبوا التسالي مخلوطة؟
مش كثير أستاذ، باكل
مثلا
هذا الفول السوداني بس.
طيب mixed nuts.
Nuts.
It's a heterogeneous. Why? Because you can easily sort it or separate it. You can, for example, the almond alone, the cashew alone, the pistachio, whatever. The salad also is a heterogeneous mixture. Okay? Right. So the heterogeneous mixture, their features are distinct components. Example, the sand shown in figure 1. This is a heterogeneous mixture. طيب. Again, the sand is shown in figure 1 is a heterogeneous mixture that features distinct components that can easily be seen or sorted. طيب. A plate of spaghetti with what? Meatballs and a bowl of salad are other examples of heterogeneous mixtures. All of these are examples of heterogeneous mixtures. Simply, just by using your eyes, you can judge that this is a heterogeneous mixture because you can differentiate, or you can. محمد طلبة ليش تأخرت؟ طلبة ليش تأخرت؟ طيب. The heterogeneous mixture, you can tell that it is heterogeneous by just looking at it. You can easily separate it. You can easily sort it. That can easily be seen and sorted. Examples, the sand that's shown in figure 1, plate of spaghetti with meatballs, a bowl of salad. All of these are heterogeneous mixtures. طيب. A characteristic of a heterogeneous mixture is that its components are not spread out evenly. Please highlight it. Its components or its parts are not spread out evenly throughout the mixture. They are not mixed like the other type, the homogeneous. طيب. A characteristic of a heterogeneous mixture is that its components are not spread out evenly throughout the mixture. One portion of a heterogeneous mixture may consist of a relatively even balance of different things, while another portion is mostly one thing or another. I mean, when you eat a salad, suppose that you are eating a salad is a heterogeneous mixture. Sometimes when you eat 1 spoon of a salad, the other spoon may be different from the first one, okay? And again, one portion of a heterogeneous mixture may consist of a relatively even balance of different things, while another portion is mostly one thing or another. I mean, if you take a random sample of mixed nuts. And then you take another sample. You will find that the first sample may not exactly as the other sample. فاهمين هالنقطة يا شباب؟ Is it clear?
Yes.
طيب.
Yes.
Because it's heterogeneous. It's not homogeneous, it's heterogeneous. Okay. Again, one handful, another, يعني, to explain it again, one handful of this sand, for example, okay, could contain a fossilized shark tooth, while 100 handfuls around it do not. يعني, for example, back to this example, suppose that you take a handful of this sand. This sand is an example of heterogeneous mixture. The first handful may you find a fossils of shark tooth. But if you take another handfuls or other samples, you may not find shark tooth. The same thing for soil. If you go to the garden and bring a handful of soil, for example, in the first handful, you may find insects, but in other handfuls, you may not find insects, and so on. So in heterogeneous mixtures, you have to know that the components are not evenly mixed, are not evenly spread out, and you can easily separate it or sort it. The second type of mixtures is homogeneous.
بعد أقرأ الباراجراف.
Okay, I don't mind. يلا تفضل.
Other mixtures are more difficult to analyze. Such homogeneous mixtures often look the same throughout the entire mixture.
Stop. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's enough. Okay. I want to explain something. A homogeneous mixture often
Same.
When you look at a homogeneous mixture, you think that it is just one thing. Okay? This is the first thing you have to know. In a homogeneous mixture, it looks like one thing. It often looks the same throughout the entire mixture. It looks one thing. Their different components, okay, are difficult to see and are spread out uniformly or evenly throughout the entire mixture. So exactly, it is opposite the heterogeneous. The most obvious example of homogeneous mixture is tea, or you can say sugar water solution. Solutions in general, solutions are homogeneous mixtures. Why? Example, if you put sugar or if you dissolve sugar inside water and you stir them or mix them evenly, you will notice that. Can you see the sugar inside the water? When you dissolve sugar in water, can you see the sugar?
A little bit, not that much.
No. If you mix it,
no, we can't.
Never. Or if you dissolve salt in water, it's impossible to see it because it's evenly mixed. This is.
بس أول ما تحط أنت السولت على الوتر بظل فيه هيك شوي هيك حبات شوي.
I mean after you mix them, after you make a solution. Okay. And when you drink a sugar water solution, you feel the same taste at any time. The same taste.
Each sip يعني.
What?
At each sip اللي هي يعني.
يعني قصدي إنه لما تشرب مي فيها سكر, when you drink a solution, for example, sugar and water, you can find the same taste at any time because it is evenly mixed. They are mixed evenly. طيب. Again, in homogeneous mixtures often look the same throughout the entire mixture. Their different components are difficult to see and are spread out uniformly throughout the entire mixture. Salt water is an example. Honey and soy sauce are examples of homogeneous mixtures that may found in your kitchen. طيب. Do you have any questions?
No.
Do you have any comments? So
No.
mixtures can be divided into
الكومنتس على اليوتيوب بنحطهم.
Okay, mixture is a combination of two or more substances that are found in the same place and they are not chemically combined. Please notice, think that in either heterogeneous or homogeneous, in both of them, the components are not chemically combined. They are not chemically combined, but the difference that in a heterogeneous, they are not evenly mixed. You can separate them or sort them easily. But in a homogeneous, they look the same. They are evenly mixed. They are mixed uniformly or evenly. Okay? طيب. Let's go to the next page. Can we separate mixtures? Yes, we can. Separating mixture is possible, but which one of them is hard to separate? Homogeneous or heterogeneous? Can anyone tell me?
Heterogeneous. Homogeneous is harder to separate.
Yes. It is much easier to separate heterogeneous mixtures. Sometimes or many times you can separate heterogeneous mixtures by your hand. For example, a mixture of clothes, you can separate them with your hand. Mixed nuts, you can separate them with your hands. طيب. Remember that individual components of a mixture, again, mixtures either heterogeneous or homogeneous, the components keep their properties. So we can separate them. This means that the properties of the components in a mixture can be used to separate them. We can separate them according to their properties. Mixtures that contain particles of different sizes, for example, can be filtered so the large particles are removed from the mixture. So if you have a mixture of large particles and small particles, you can, for example, use a filter. And as you know, the large particles are removed from the mixture. The large particles can be separated first. Mixtures that have magnetic components. Suppose that you have a mixture of iron and other materials. You can use the magnet. The iron or the magnetic components will be attracted to the magnet and the others will not. So can be separated with a magnet. So there are many ways or many tools by them we can separate mixtures like the magnet, the filter, and sometimes we can use heating. Liquid mixtures like sugar water or salt water, you can heat them, and when the water is evaporated or when water is evaporated, the salt or sugar will left behind. Liquid mixtures can be heated until some components evaporate and the others are left behind as solids. But that's enough for today. Let's do this exercise. Back to this page. Read the question, Laith, or استنى, Nisreen. Read the question.
أي واحد planet ولا اللي
Read this caption and this question, okay?
Figure 1, sea and sand.
Mm.
69.
Okay. As you read this lesson, build a T-chart in your science notebook of heterogeneous.
مش هاد.
خلاص okay. خلاص نسرين.
هذا sea and
At
sand.
surface edge, two different types of mixtures meet and mingle.
Okay, again Nisreen.
At surface edge, two different types of mixtures meet and mingle.
طيب خلينا
Can I answer, please?
Let's start with this. What do you see here?
Rocks with
This
sand.
is sand. This is sand. طيب.
Yes.
What it is made of? What is it made of?
Mixture of sand and rock.
The sand is made up of shell fragments. Okay.
Yes.
Also what? Tiny bits of rocks and
Yes.
minerals. طيب.
Yes.
خلينا نكتب شوي بليز.
هذا هاي الساند بيكتشر أتوقع إنها heterogeneous.
Yes. Okay. No, this write the answer. The sand is, of course, it's heterogeneous. Is made of.
هم حاطين لأنه نحط heterogeneous أو homogeneous.
لا مش هيك سؤال عادي. ليه؟ The sand is made of what?
It's made up of minerals, rocks, seashells.
Shell fragments. Also, it is made up of, as you see, bits of rock, tiny bits of rocks, tiny bits of rocks or sediments, you can say, of rock, and also minerals. Do you remember what are minerals? Okay.
أستاذ زي الأيرون والهاي.
You see the answer? The sand, of course, thank you, Laith, you remind me. This sand or the sand is a heterogeneous mixture because it's made, as you see, from different things that you can separate or you can easily sort them. As you see, look, there are fragments made up of shell fragments, as you see, sediments or tiny bits of rocks and also minerals. What about the other mixture?
It's made up of salt and water.
Salt and water.
Excellent. The seawater is composed of salt, water, and particles of matter from fish and underwater plants. It may also contain contaminants. Okay? By the way, the seawater itself is homogeneous. The seawater, it's because it is made of water and salt that are evenly mixed. Let me write the answer.
Made up of water, salt, and what?
Also, microorganisms that live in the water.
Yes, that's right. The seawater is composed of what? Of salt. Of course, by the way, ocean water or seawater is salty, as you know. Of salt.
Water.
Okay. Particles and
organic compounds.
of course particles of matter. When we say particles of matter, we mean organic or inorganic, Ahmed. Particles of matter from fish.
عالشات يا أستاذ ولا فيش داعي؟
نعم.
أكتب الإجابة
I
عالشات
will
ولا
send
فيش
you the
داعي؟
answers from fish and underwater plants.
From fish and also plankton.
Yes, underwater plants. There are many plants that live in underwater, like seagrass. طيب. It may also contain contaminants. What are contaminants?
Small
Oil.
animals.
Pollutants. يعني they pollute.
Okay.
May contain like oil. By the way, oil spills, for example, it may contain
Rashid.
contaminants. Thank you. طيب.
راشد لما ياكل فول.
اسمع لي علي اسكت.
إن شاء الله.
سمك بالعالم.
We will continue tomorrow. بس تفرحوش كثير. Do you have exams tomorrow?
أكيد أستاذ.
نعم.
عن إنجليش صعب كثير.
طيب خلاص مش راح.
راشد
راشد
يقدر
مش راح
تعمل مع هذا.
مش راح أعطيكم هوم وورك. خلاص كنت أعطيكم هاي بلان إت هوم وورك.
شكرا أستاذ. شكرا.
طيب يعطيكم العافية.
شكرا أستاذ. شكرا.
Goodbye. Goodbye.